What's up, basement fans? Welcome back to another exciting segment by your old pal Pete. In honor of G.I. Joe Retaliation, I have my Cobra Commander Wants You t-shirt on. I have not seen the movie because I just refuse to deal with people on opening day, but I was reading a couple of reviews while I was at work on Friday, trying to do my best not to do actual work. And I heard really great things. I heard The Rock just totally owns the movie. He's great. Which is good because I always thought like Dwayne Johnson was a really good actor. I wasn't into wrestling while he was at the top of his game. I was well out of it by then. I think the last shit I ever saw in wrestling was NWO and Sting and them. But I heard it was a really great movie, and I look forward to seeing it sometime during the week when not everybody has some free time and everybody goes to the movies on the weekend. So fuck them. Speaking of G.I. Joe, I have a G.I. Joe comic to give away to our buddy Andelvar, also known as Daniel McLeod. McLeod? I hope I'm saying that right. It's got to be one of those. But Daniel, you were the very first person to write in at exactly 1:13 a.m. March 26th with the correct answer to what is widely considered the first Silver Age comic, and that is Showcase number 4, the first appearance of Barry Allen as a Silver Age Flash by Carmine Infantino. And you get the G.I. Joe Cobra, issue 13, white variant cover with one of my favorite characters, Flint, the warrant officer, on the side. Flint was always one of my favorite characters because he was way more badass than Duke. Duke kind of just seemed like a pussy to me. And Flint was, knocking boots with Lady J, and meanwhile, Duke was just like head over heels for Scarlet, but she was like, motherfucker, I'm fucking a ninja. She is a fucking ninja, but she's also fucking a ninja. So Duke just didn't stand a chance. Meanwhile, Lady J was just totally swooned with Flint, and he was a way cooler character. And he would have beat the shit out of Duke on any given day. So Andelvar, send us your name and address, and we'll get your comic out to you. Please allow 6 to 8 weeks for delivery, which, as you guys know by now, is just enough time for me to get off my lazy ass and get it to you. Guardians of the Galaxy #1 came out this week. I read the .1 a couple of weeks ago, and I was surprised to find that I was actually interested in the book. And now, in this issue, Star-Lord kind of runs into his dad, who is the king of the Spartax Empire. We thought his dad was dead. You kind of got that impression from Part 1, from, the .1 issue. I don't really know a lot about Star-Lord. I don't know a lot about Guardians of the Galaxy, so this is all news to me. His dad's alive. He's the king of Spartax. And him and the Kree and the Brood and a whole bunch of other alien races have come together in this kind of galactic truce to leave Earth alone and let them prosper. Because, right now Earth is just full of a bunch of fucking hippies smoking dope, free sex everywhere, and, somehow we let this Korean guy be the new king of pop. Not quite sure how that happened, but a billion YouTube views will tell you differently. Anyway, so he says, like, Dad, you said all of you guys, all of you powerful army motherfuckers are going to leave Earth alone. You might as well have painted a target on our head for every other asshole in the entire universe. Which is exactly what's happening. Now, this other race called the Badoon, which is a kind of a stupid name for an alien race, but I guess if you are a Badoon, hearing the human race is probably just as stupid. So, they're attacking, and the Guardians of the Galaxy, which is Rocket Raccoon, Gamora, Drax, Groot, who is quickly becoming one of my favorite characters, because all he does is run around saying, I am Groot, and Rocket Raccoon is the only guy who can actually understand him. He's like speaking on a much higher intelligence level. And somehow Tony Stark got involved in this, because, why not? Iron Man in space. But it's a really great issue, and I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I was going to, and there's like 9,000 variant covers to it. We're going to flash them all kind of slowly across the screen as I'm yip-yapping here. One of the ones I do like was the Thanos cover. That was the take on, the Uncanny X-Men 141 with, it was Wolverine and I think it was Shadowcat against the Wanted poster in the wall, and all of a sudden you got Thanos there with the gauntlet, and he's like got the spotlight on him. That was a cool one. The Scotty Young cover with Rocket Raccoon, and he's got the watering pot, and there's Groot in a little flower pot saying, I am Groot. That was fucking hilarious. This dude needs to come out with an art book like yesterday, because I will buy the shit out of that book. There's of course there's a Deadpool funny variant, which actually wasn't that funny this time. He's got like a Britney Spears wig on, and he's telling Star-Lord, stand in line. I didn't get it. But it's a great issue no matter which variant cover you buy, or if you're one of those people that goes out and buys them all, whatever. Enjoy it, and let us know if you enjoyed it. You know the drill, guys. Questions at Pete'sBasement.com, Facebook.com/Pete'sBasement, and follow us on Twitter for up-to-the-minute reviews. Age of Ultron #3 came out, along with Superior Spider-Man 6 AU, which is obviously Age of Ultron. I am glad to see that they are not actually interrupting the regular series of Spider-Man and all of the other books that Ultron is going to cross over into. It's just going to be a separate issue. Like, you know, it never had. It was like 6, and then there's going to be 7, but there's 6 AU in the middle. Not necessarily in the middle. It's just this is the month it came out. It could have been fucking 1 AU, 3 AU. It doesn't matter. So, in Superior Spider-Man 6, it's still Doc Ock, for anybody who's going to ask that question. They're still going with the whole Doc Ock thing, so where this whole Ultron taking over thing lies in the future of Marvel, we don't know. I have heard a rumor that they're never going to tell us how Ultron conquered the world, which I think is kind of a cop-out and pretty lazy. Our buddy Captain Sweatpants wrote us on Facebook and told us that idea, that they just, fuck it, we're not going to tell you. Which is pretty much, I think, they just never bothered to write one. We're like, hey, let's have Ultron conquer the world. Okay, how? Who gives a fuck? They'll fucking buy it. And we will. But, basically he goes after Ultron to trying to, you know, blow up his mothership. And Doc Ock gets his own idea because he thinks he's brilliant and an egotistical maniac. And his idea fails. Ultron stops him. And then he tries Stark's idea, which was the original idea to begin with, while he's in Horizon Labs. And he implements his own idea. That fails. And now he's got to try Stark and Quicksilver's idea as a last-ditch effort. And then that fails because he didn't have enough time to properly execute it. And now he feels bad, and he's like, you know, this is, I kind of fucked up here. I've been thinking of my allies as beneath me, as lackeys, and they're not. They're, you know, they've actually got some pretty good ideas to bring to the table, and I'm the reason this fucked up. This is why Spider-Man, Peter Parker, always won, because he didn't disrespect his colleagues, his peers. So, life lesson for Doc Ock. Not a major turning point, but Age of Ultron 3 had, we're going to have to throw the cheese down there, and this is a particularly smelly cheese because Luke Cage goes to bring She-Hulk to Ultron as kind of a trade of whatever, just to kind of infiltrate Ultron's secret base and everything. So all of the Ultron robots, all the drones are pointing him toward, you know, the main Ultron unit. And Cage goes up there, he drops She-Hulk off, and then he sees that, oh shit, it's not Ultron, it's fucking Vision. So that's where that issue dropped off. That was the cliffhanger. Oh shit, it's Vision. I still don't care much. I gotta tell you. I'm gonna see where the hell it's going and see if this has any other impact on the Marvel Universe afterward, but I gotta tell you, I'm only mildly interested in this. I could go either way, and I hope it doesn't have any real lasting impact. I'm just like, whatever with it. Aquaman 18. Let's move on to DC. Aquaman was pretty cool. This is still the fallout of him becoming king, and you realize his, like, general, his man-at-arms in command, his name is, like, Lunk or Clunk or something. Oink, something like that. I don't know, Oink. I don't know, he's a big dude with, like, one eye, kind of always squinting like this. Kind of looks a little like Yukon Cornelius covered with barnacles. And he does not respect Aquaman as king, and he is planning to go up to the surface and rescue Orm, who is now officially kind of called Ocean Master, as he was in the original DC universe, and he's going to do that with Orm's sister, and they're going to just go against Aquaman. Meanwhile, something really cool happened. Check out this guy who appeared at the end of the issue. He broke out of some sort of prison or suspended animation state or whatever in Antarctica, and he looks like some ancient Atlantean king, and he's all frozen and shit, and he controls the ice and the snow, and he kind of looks like that frozen Ice King dude from the Thundercats episode. You guys know what I'm talking about? When he came to reclaim his fucking kingdom, and all he wanted was, like, I don't know, like his wife or something, and some frozen ice thing, like a Mr. Freeze type of story. But he looks a lot like him, and he controls some ice, so he looks like he's going to be a cool villain for Aquaman to take on in the coming months. I checked out Green Hornet #1, now that it's officially no longer titled Kevin Smith's Green Hornet, but Mark Waid's Green Hornet. I'll follow Mark Waid just about anywhere, and I'll give it a shot. And I really liked it, and I'll tell you why. First of all, I dropped off the regular Green Hornet a while back when it came out. I wanted to read it, but they started throwing out way too many fucking side issues. There was Green Hornet Kato. There was Green Hornet Year 1. Like, guys, you've been out 2 months. Slow your roll. And I felt like I couldn't keep up. I was overwhelmed, and I just dropped it immediately. I hope that doesn't happen again, because they're taking it from the standpoint that the Green Hornet is a villain, and he's a criminal, and that's why all of the underworld trusts him, and that's why he finds out all about, you know, what kind of black market deals are going on, and then somehow he stops them and nobody gets word of this. I'm not quite sure how they're going to pull that off for too long, but nevertheless, the first issue was great, and they alluded to something really cool. Was Britt Reed, who is the Green Hornet's alter ego. He's a newspaper publisher, and he says that my great-great-grandfather was this Old West outlaw, and they show a picture of this guy, and he's got a cowboy hat on, and he's got on horseback, and the horse is rearing up. And if you know anything about fucking Old West shit from the 50s and 60s, that image is the quintessential Lone Ranger image. That is Hi-Yo Silver away. And if you're going to tell me that the Green Hornet is the great-great-grandson of the Lone Ranger, I'm in. Because I already bought a Lone Ranger for me and my father. Only took me 25 years to get my dad into comics, and it finally happened when all we had to do was give him something that he actually fucking liked as a kid. So the Lone Ranger is still a great series. I'm still buying that from Dynamite, and now I'm going to check out the Green Hornet for as long as I can. But the first issue was definitely worth it, and I would definitely suggest sticking around. And if you do like it, let us know. Another one that I jumped in on just on a whim was from Boom Studios. I've been telling you guys about Deathmatch. Deathmatch pits all of these heroes and villains in this kind of Secret Wars style kill or be killed tournament. They don't know why they're there. Once they get into this, arena, which is kind of just a computer program danger room style thing, they are given the answer of why they're there and why they have to kill their opponent, and all of a sudden it's so clear, but they're still not telling you, the reader. They almost do. And one guy's like, I figured it out. I hacked the arena because he's like this computer genius or whatever. He's like, so now they can hear me, they can see what's going on, and I'm going to tell them what's up, and then he gets killed right beforehand because his opponent's like, no, you can't tell them. You can't. They can't possibly know the secret. And like, well, what the fuck not? But it's interesting. These characters don't exist in real comics. They've been made up for this story, but they're given such elaborate histories with a few sentences that the writing style is really unique, and it really gives you an idea that you could possibly know these characters from like Silver and Golden Age books. And like they talk about past events, like you're supposed to know what they mean, and you don't, obviously, but then they give them like bios in the back and everything. And I don't know how long this is going to go for. My guess is Boom is usually good for like 12-issue maxi runs. I read Soldier Zero from them, The Traveler, and oh god, I forget, Starborn. Those were the Stan Lee books that he, kind of oversaw the creation of those characters, and they were really fantastic. So I definitely recommend you get in on Deathmatch. It's only on issue 4, and Boom Studios is just, they've been nothing but hits for me so far. I checked out Val and the Outcast from them. That was also good. So I'm glad I jumped in on this one. It's a trustworthy book. I'm going to close out with Dark Horse Presents. I picked up issue 20 and 21 because I didn't realize they came out right under my nose. And the only reason I'm picking these up is because of this character X, who is my guilty pleasure from the 90s. X is kind of a mix between the Punisher and Snake Eyes. He kills you, but he's a ninja. And he kills you with guns and swords and whatever fucking crowbar he just beats somebody to death with. He's cool. He's such a fucking awesome character. And they brought him back as of issue 18. I missed the last 2 issues, so I went back and I got him. It's an $8 book. It's double size and everything. There's a bunch of stories going on. For me, it's a bit of a steep price to pay for only one character, and I'm trying to get into the rest of them, but I don't want to have to backtrack and get 17 previous issues to this to find out exactly what's going on. These stories have several different chapters running around in them, but at the end of issue 21, I am promised an X miniseries, which I am so looking forward to. That's for Ramon, wherever he is. And also there's another book that was out called 2 Past Midnight. It's a team up with X, Ghost, and this other Dark Horse character that I'm not the slightest bit familiar with. And I scoured eBay, and I scoured fucking Amazon, and the Midtown Comics site, and I couldn't find it. And I'm like, yo, this fucking shit come out in January. Where's it at? And I realized it's a digital download. So if anybody has read 2 Past Midnight, let me know how it is. I'm going to see if I can download it from somewhere. I tried, but I couldn't quite figure out the software or whatever it was. But I'm going to try to find that. And if you guys are reading it, let me know how it is. If you do like X, let me know. I always like to hear about stuff like that. And while I'm at it, let me post a quick question to you guys. You remember Rich, who's been on the program before? Rich's guilty pleasure from the 90s is Darkhawk. My guilty pleasure, obviously, I just told you, is X from Dark Horse Comics. What is your guilty pleasure when it comes to comics? Is it fucking My Little Pony? What is it? Are you crazy about the Masters of the Universe book? Or is it fucking Super Pro? Remember that shit? What is it? Everybody's got one. So what is it? Hit us up, guys. Questions at peachbasement.com. I'm going to turn you over to the rest of the fellas, and we'll see you in a week. Happy Easter.
I believe we're ready to start. And we need to hurry the hell up because the neighbor's going to start playing Bajada up again. So, new episode, basement. I don't know. Any reason. Choose any reason. It might just be true. Okay. First up we have B.P.R.D. #1. Vampire. B.P.R.D. Vampire #1. I liked it. It's all 1 of 5, so it's obviously jump on friendly ish. It mentions the last B.P.R.D. mini, 1940 something, I believe. It was the last one that came out. It was good. I recommend that one too. These little minis are very they're very friendly, and you gotta like that. I like the whole universe created by Hellboy and his lovely creator. It's just interesting, and just, oh man, the gods they use real gods. Of course, they go far left with it, but they do. So I recommend it. Next we have The Answer, 3 of 4. Now, kind of sucks that it's 3 of 4 because I really like this book, but I'm assuming since it's such a freaking damn awesome book, it's not going to end completely and it'll just continue if it sold enough, if it did well. I'm hoping it did. But this is Dark Horse, you know, they never have anything in the top 10, so they'll probably give it another chance. It's a really interesting universe. Really interesting universe. The character, The Answer, right now he's actually barely in it. So it's really just creating a universe type of vibe. Next we have The Massive #10. This is the beginning of a new story arc, I guess. And it's really just, it's very repetitive, I guess, monotonous almost, and it's getting old real fast. So let's see what happens. Really, I mean, yeah. I mean, I like Brian Wood's shit usually, but okay, I remember Barack asked me about the Red Lanterns, if we like it. You know, I do like the Red Lanterns. They're interesting, but they're not being used well, I think, to their fullest potential. Right now, it's strictly Atrocitus and this whole get revenge shit. Mind you, this has been going on for 18 fucking issues already. Really? So, they've done little things. They've added a human that could do constructs with his red ring, which normally they can't. Normally it's just straight up red plasma fire thing and that belching shit they do, and that's really it. But I mean, they're very powerful and strong because rage is such a powerful emotion. But, and I'm not even going to talk about the whole First Lantern bullshit. This issue 18 is technically part 8. Moving along, The Unwritten #47. I loved this book. Loved it. Now it's also gotten monotonous. It's gone on to its own little side world of shit, which is crazy because this is a book about novels and fiction and just literature, and it technically has millions of worlds. And it's just, it's kind of rambling like I am now. It's a rambling comic book, and I think I read recently that they've planned as much as 75 to 100 comic books, and I'm up to 47. Honestly, if I do up to 50 and it keeps on like this, it might be cut. IDW's Transfusion #3. No, I didn't pick it because it's boobies on the cover. It's a really good book. It's really interesting. I think this is the last one. Hopefully they'll do another mini. The concept is end of the world. Cyborgs have taken over the planet. They use humans as a bunch of things. Lubricants, food, just tons of stuff. But also there's vampires. Obviously machines can use vampires too, but humans are also fucked as vampires need humans. So it's a vicious cycle, and in this mini they team up against one of the bases of the robots, and it's just, there's obviously plenty more. The whole world wins this shit, and it's just, damn, it's like a tease, these 3 issues. Moving along. East of West #1, which is my book of the week. I don't know why I picked this up. Oh, Hickman. That's it. Just saw it. Hickman's on it, and Hickman's always been a decent writer. Who am I kidding? He has moments where he just fucking shines bright like a motherfucker. Image, awesome book. At first it was like a little kooky, a little weird. Like, okay, this is America. This is like 50 some odd years in the future actually, and it just, things gone to shit. And but it's not post-apocalyptic. It's just different countries within America, I guess. And there's this weird twist on the 4 horsemen in this, and there's this really cool Indian couple in this, really designed awesomely. I'm not going to show you. I'm not going to tell you anything more. Pick this book up. I highly recommend it. It's my book of the week. Fatale #1. Fatale #13 from Image. But it's almost a #1 because it's so fucking jump unfriendly. It's the main character, a female, and it shows her origins now, or at least a very early story of her, way back when, and how she managed to deal with certain things and whatnot. A great, strong character, female lead, and you can't go wrong with that. It's drawn well. It's good shit. It's really good shit. It's issue 13. I would recommend you pick it all up, but if you can't, start with 13. Morning Glories #25. I saw on Facebook somebody was really waiting for this book this week. Could you explain to me what the hell's going on? Because there's so much time travel in this, and back and forth. And at first it was just a small group of kids going into this really messed up school, and then it just went. No, it went. You know what? It went both ways, and I'm still in the middle trying to figure things out. Okay. So this is issue 25. Honestly, there's another book that I don't know if I'm going to keep on going like this. There's another book that comes out this week, actually, Mind the Gap. That's a bit more crazy like this, but it explains everything. You know, it's okay. I can follow that. So far, it's still in the early numbers. Moving along. Okay, this surprised the shit out of me. A+X #6. Gambit and the Thing. Captain Marvel with Wolverine. I honestly, I saw this, I'm like, okay, Wolverine's gonna shag her, because Wolverine's shagging everybody, but he doesn't. I'm playing poker, and it's a fun read. It really is a fun read. Actually, poker is also the Thing in the Thing versus, in Gambit's Thing. How many times did I say the Thing? Anyways, I liked it. It surprised me so much that I just had to review it. It was cute. It was a cute little book. All right. Nick Fury, Fury Max, issue 10. This is some good stuff. I recently read that it's finally have an end date. I forget when, of course, because I recently damn books, shit slips out. The fact that I know about Fury Max, something else had to leave. It's just the way it happens. There's only so much space on me here. And well, it kind of sucks. I really, really like this. This is Nick Fury, the way I like it. Badass. Always involved in everything, doing whatever the hell he wants, and not giving a rat's ass. And this is the Max title used properly. Obviously, Ennis is attached to this, and bravo, Ennis, bravo. I recommend this. This was almost book of the week, but it's not really a jump on friendly type of thing. So, I would say the last issue, 9 is jump on friendly. Moving along. Guardians of the Galaxy #1. I was expecting shit, and I didn't get it. I liked it. I liked this book. It was good. It was nice. It explained what happened in the Fault with Star-Lord and, you know, Black Bolt, and well, it mentioned it. It didn't explain it. You know, we're only so lucky in that shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean, a lot of it's really centered on Earth for some reason. They're gonna trying to keep them attached to Earth, which is, I'm not too keen on, but it is what it is, I guess, right? So, I liked it. I'm not such a fan, obviously, of Iron Man being in it now because it's attached to Earth and Iron Man's not leaving Earth, which is what I really want. But so far, everything else is really doing well, and the art's good, and the character's good, and it's good shit. But it's the first issue, and that's it. Wow, 12 issues. Yes, if you saw my haul, you saw that I picked up a lot of books, but a lot of shit was shit this week. At least shit I didn't want to review. Really, it was just that kind of week. Yeah, that's it, guys. I'm done. I gotta go and just, I don't know what I'm gonna do now. Maybe read a trade. Maybe reread Asgardian Wars. I don't know. See ya.
Good day, everyone. Penny here. Hope you're all having a brilliant week, and if you're not, maybe you can go back in time and try it again, just like in a lot of these cosmic comic books I've been reading lately. But before I get into the stuff that came out this week, there are a few cosmic and timey-wimey books that have come out over the course of the last few weeks that have been pretty neat, that I'm pretty sure the guys haven't covered, so let's get to those. The first one is Las Vegas, which I thought was really cool, by Image Comics. It's a 4-issue miniseries by Eisner Award-winning team Jim McCann and Janet Leigh. Not sure if Las Vegas takes place in a long time ago in a galaxy far away, or the future, or what. But I do know that it takes place on a traveling casino space station where there are all sorts of species of extraterrestrials getting their gambling on. The winnings are supposedly crazy awesome, unheard of, but if you find yourself in debt to the casino, then you're basically taken prisoner like a slave to them, and you must work off your debt to the casino as staff. And that's, of course, exactly what happened to our main character, Roland. But while in casino slavery, he befriends a few other workers, and together they're not only planning to escape, but to pull off the greatest heist that the universe has ever seen. They do a lot of careful planning, and they'll have 24 hours to put it in motion and pull it off. I thought the book was really interesting. Janet Leigh's art is cool, and not only do I like stuff that's aliens, but I like heist stories, so maybe this will be like an intergalactic Ocean's 11, which would be dope. And I'm looking forward to issue 2, which comes out April 17th, and I think you can jump on the second issue without reading the first if you can't find it lying around. Also out in the last few weeks was Doctor Who Prisoners of Time number 3, which I really like too. The Prisoners of Time series is going to be 1 issue a month for about a year to celebrate the 50th anniversary of Doctor Who on BBC. Each issue is one of the Doctors in order, so issue number 3 is the third Doctor. I really like it. It's a Doctor Who story that you could easily see being an episode, and in classic Doctor Who fashion, where he sets the TARDIS to drop them off one place and they end up somewhere completely different. They end up exploring, realizing something funny is going on, and save the day. I think I liked issue 2 better than 1 and 3, so it may be hit or miss with this series, and for $3.50 you kind of don't want it to be a miss. So if you don't want to dedicate the money to this series but have a favorite Doctor, you could easily just pick up that issue. So if you fancy the 7th Doctor, just get Prisoners of Time number 7. Another Doctor Who book that came out recently is Doctor Who Classic number 1, volume 5. Doctor Who Classics are reprints of old Doctor Who stories from back in the day. The stories from this book are with the 7th Doctor and were originally printed in Doctor Who magazine number 147 in 1989. It's 2 different Doctor Who tales in one book, and I like them. The first one is that the Doctor ends up on a planet where the water level is rising and is finally about to consume the very last bit of land and all its inhabitants. The species of this planet look kind of like skinny gargoyles, but kind of, tribal and primitive. They've already accepted their fate and are gathering food for their last dinner before the water wipes the planet clean to start again. So when they stumble across the Doctor, they want to have him for dinner, literally. Usually the Doctor is all about saving people, but could this be one of those instances where he just can't stop ravages of time, and some things just have to happen, The second story was cool too. It's a story with the meddling monk who appeared in 2 classic Doctor Who episodes back in the day. He's also a Time Lord, and he has a TARDIS. in this comic, his TARDIS is a porta potty type toilet, which is funny. The Doctor is chasing the monk when his toilet TARDIS crashes into some thug's car. The thugs are pissed and want someone to pay for the damage. They end up grabbing the Doctor at gunpoint and hijacking him and his TARDIS to go follow the monk through time. These guys are dumb and don't understand time paradoxes and not touching stuff in the past, so bad things could totally happen. Also out recently, the John Carter-related book Dejah, Thoris, and the Green Men of Mars. It's on issue 3. I haven't read the first 2, but holy crap, that book is seriously messed up, man. The Tharks are amputating people and eating them little by little, but like selling the meat in a catering type place, it seems. The princess got caught up in this mess, and I hope John Carter can save her ass before someone makes a rump roast out of it. So those are books that came out recently. But last Wednesday, I picked up some cosmic and timey-wimey type books also. The first one being Guardians of the Galaxy, which I was really happy for, actually. When I was opening it and turning the page, like, I realized I had a big smile on my face, so I guess I was more happy and excited for the book than I thought. In the last Guardians preview type issue that it was, we learned about Peter Quill, aka the Star-Lord's origin, and how his dad, King of Spartax, crashed down to Earth, and while he was repairing his ship, ended up knocking up the Earth woman he was hanging out with and conceiving Peter in the process. Then he left to space to fight the good fight, or maybe the bad fight from what we're learning about the King here. While no real details have been revealed yet, we kind of see that the King of Spartax didn't get to his position by being a stand-up, awesome dude. So that's just another reason why Peter is bitter toward his dad. But his dad did make a good point that Peter and his group of cosmic castaways have a lot of potential and could be doing a lot more with their skills than just kind of drifting about doing dumb stuff. But he could also just be playing mind games with him to get him to kind of join up with him at some point. Don't know. Between all the father and son bickering, Dad mentioned that there is some crap going down and declared the Earth is off limits to any alien life for the time being, which of course puts a big old target on the planet according to Peter, because no one listens to the rules. The book's not all family drama though. There are some battles going on, especially when some Badoon aliens try to make a dash for Earth. Doesn't seem like things gonna go well. So the last book I picked up is my book of the week from this Wednesday's haul, which is Time Warp number 1 by Vertigo. It's a standalone book with 9 different stories that are all time related. Some directly related to time travel and some not, but all interesting as heck. It's 70 something pages long, so it's a damn good read if you ask me. Lots of different writers on these stories, and while I'm not knowledgeable or recognize a lot of names like that, I do recognize Gail Simone up in there, and her story was pretty cool too. It's about this candy maker who makes a special treat that allows you to travel into your memories to relive the best 10 minutes of your life. But you're aware that you're there. It's not like you're just playing it back. You could actually interact with that memory and talk and what have you. I really liked the first story too. They opened it with a good one to kind of grab you and get you into the book. This dude is in prehistoric times and he's being chased by a Tyrannosaurus Rex. He refers to himself as a Time Master, which totally reminded me of the Time Lords from Doctor Who. Unfortunately for this guy, his time device broke, so he's stuck in prehistoric times. What's cool is his past or future selves keep traveling back in time to try to save him. And the way he talks to himself is kind of funny. He calls himself names and whatnot, like, "Come on, asshole, hurry up, we gotta go." So Time Warp was good stuff. I recommend that you pick it up if you're gonna before the cover price goes up, because some places do that. Considering the cover price was $7.99, I know you're like, oh, $7.99, that's a lot, but I think it was worth it. It was 9 different stories. They were fun. They stimulate your imagination, unlike a lot of stuff that comes out these days. What else was $7.99 that came out recently? Spider-Man 700, which wasn't worth the $8. That romance book that came out with DC on Valentine's Day, which I didn't really hear anything about. So as far as $7.99 books go, this was good. 70-something pages of fun, exciting, imaginative stuff. And that's it. Those are the cosmic comic books that I've been reading lately, and timey-wimey type dealies. Is there anything out that maybe I missed? Any cosmic kind of stuff that you think I'd like? Or time travel stuff? Aliens? Oh, Mars Attacks! I didn't mention that one. That one came out recently too, which was pretty good. Mars Attacks number 8. I didn't read any of the ones before that, and that was pretty good. I just jumped on it and read it. I mean, what's to know about Mars Attacks? They want to exterminate humans. And then in this one of the aliens is kind of second-guessing it. Like, oh, maybe we could be friends with the humans. And they're kind of working with the human for a reason. But the ending is so messed up. It was messed up. But I just jumped on it and read it. And it was good, so. that's that. So, other than Mars Attacks, is there anything else out there that you think I'd like, that I need to know about, cosmic-y time stuff? Hit me up at penny@petesbasement.com and let me know. And have a great one. That's it.
Damn it! Rule of thirds sucks. I hate you. Yay! Okay.
Yes, Roger, I spun the fucking color cards again, so just deal with it. I'm like David Letterman when he fucking spins the top 10 list, and yes, I will make another one if I have to. But I just have a lot of fun doing it. It's no fun just putting it down, so deal with it. Alright. Alright. Lion face. Rah! Lemon face.